Right, so in the previous video we talked about the bicycle and the impact that it had on technological, manufacturing and social change. And I said in the last video I hadn't seen a paper bicycle until I came up with this. So somebody has made a bicycle out of recycled paper. That's mildly disappointing, but not really a surprise. However, I've already gone into the paper bicycle manufacturing and our version of a paper bicycle, so let's make a paper bicycle. I want to take this stuff and turn it into something that resembles this. You can do this with broadsheets as well, so you take in your old newspaper, count 5 or 6 sheets, open them out, move the bottom sheet out, so it's about a finger's depth. This one, fold over to again about a finger's depth, folding that one over, and then it'll easily roll into a loose roll. So you roll it into a loose roll. So to go from here, I needed to roll these up, and then I came across this by Darcy Turner. He calls it his sticks rolling machine, S-T-I-X-X, and you can buy that machine, and it costs, I think it's about £600, and I'm thinking about buying one. But to test the idea, I made one myself out of some pipe and rubber, and that's what we're going to use. It is actually awesome, because after a few cranks, what you get is your stick. There it is, it's quite strong. So I've got these paper rolls, remember I made 10 of them, and I'm going to use those to replicate this frame. That's it, now I've got out. Now bikes actually are astoundingly simple things. I mean, they're essentially 3 triangles. You've got 1 triangle there, and then 2, and then 3. And we need to make those 3 triangles and join them together, and that makes a bike frame. So that's the one they're going to be copying, and now we just do that in paper. Now putting it together as a frame is actually really easy. I mean, you just basically cut the tubes to size that you want, and then butt join them together and put some kind of filler glue in there, because there's no structural strength in those joints yet. That filler glue can be like a whole host of things. You can use epoxy resins if you want, you can use wood filler if you want, you can use PVA mixed with sawdust, just a whole range of things. Because all you're really doing is filling that hole and giving it enough grip so that it holds it in registration, which is exactly what you can see here with this joint and this joint. They're just held in place while I strengthen that up. There's a million things you can use to wrap it with, but you have to wrap the joint, because it's the wrapping that gives the joint its strength. This filler that we've used, it's only holding it together. It's no strength at all. The wrapping is where it gets its strength. So I'm using carbon fibre and resin because I've got it. I'm incidentally using a styrene resin because it's less brittle. It's got a little bit of flexibility, and of course we're on a bike here. It's going to be flexing all over the place, so we've got a little bit of flexibility in the joint as well as strength of the joint. Some of the polyurethane resins are a bit brittle really, but you can use them. They're just that little bit brittle. I happen to have this, so that's what I'm using it. So I'm just using stuff I happen to have, but there's a million things you can use. Now, it's dead easy to use this stuff. Pour it in a cup, weigh it, add this particular catalyst is 2 grams. Give it a good stir. And then we dip the carbon fibre in there and get it wet. And when it's wet, we just wrap it around until we've made a good joint. I've cut a length of carbon fibre that long. It's pretty random actually. If it's too short, well, I'll just lay more carbon fibre on. If it's too long, I'm just going to keep wrapping until I use it up. All those joints and giving it a little bit of a sand, this is what you end up with. Now the only bits of metal are here, the steering column, and these finials here where I'm going to attach the wheel. The rest of that is paper and glue, which is pretty awesome. Here are pretty obvious. Roll your sticks, bind them up with something to make a good strong joint, and when you design what it is you're going to make, whether it is a sidecar, a bike, a recumbent, whatever it is you're going to make, you'll end up with a structure that's actually pretty stable. The bike is going together beautifully. I mean, this is our paper bike, painted it yellow, all these black bits bolted on, it looks like Bumblebee. Just loving it, okay? Now, I haven't bothered doing any videos on bolting on bits because, well, there's just a ton of videos on bolting on bits. If you want to know how to fasten a wheel to a bike frame, well, watch a video on fastening a wheel to a bike frame. However, the sharp amongst you will have noticed there's no back wheel, and there's no chain and pedals. The reason for that is I want to do something slightly different with the drive. First things, I want it to be a belt drive. Now, belt drives are awesome. Suzuki use them in their big production machine, the 1.4 litre thing that you can kill yourself on in 5 minutes if you try, that one. They use a belt drive, and they're just an awesome, awesome drive system. I want to put that together with a belt drive and make a massive cog on the back wheel. So, here's the back wheel, and here's what I'm going to use to make that massive cog with. Like anything, there's always a couple of ways you can do something. Now, I could have welded this wheel onto this other rim that's going to be the main rim, but I decided instead to bolt it. So what I did was basically super glue them together, and then I can drill all the way through, so it drills through there in the same lineup, and I put a mark on there, can line up the same, and then I can separate it. Now I can put a load of bolts in there and bolt it through, and I'm going to put 6 bolts on. If it's not enough, then I can add more bolts. But this side is where the tyre will go back on, so those heads are rounded and the tyre will press against them, so it's not going to wear through. On this side, what we're going to do is fill that with resin, so it doesn't matter a bolt sticking through it. So all I have to do now is feed those bolts in, put in a nut as a spacer, and then I can drop that back on there and bolt it down. So I fixed one bicycle rim to the other bicycle rim, and you can see it jutting out there. I've put some resin in there because it creates a flat surface. Now all I've got to do is take my timing belt and glue it onto there, and I've got my big cog. Now I'm going to use cyanoacrylic or crazy glue or super glue, whatever you want to call it, but clearly things like rubber cement or an acrylic glue or that sort of stuff will do the job just as well. I tend to use cyanoacrylic glues, it's just me, but that goes on nicely there to make my big drive cog. So once you put the tyre back on and glued that on, that's what you get, and that is now our drive system. We've got this massive drive cog attached directly to that tyre, so we are mimicking that. There it is finished, and with a motor on it. Now, I've been interested in certain things. I'm really interested in this drive, I'm interested in whether paper will stand up to me sitting on it, all that sort of stuff. So if you're designing one, it's 100% sure you're going to do something different. So let's give this a go and see if it can actually carry me. Oh my god! Okay, that's kind of scary. I wouldn't say it's the fastest in the world. Well, there we go. That's amazing, huh? That's a 120 watt motor. Want to go?
I do actually, yes.
Oh, awesome.
It does. An electric paper bike.
Honestly guys, that was awesome. I mean, I've got this little 120 watt motor on there, okay? And it didn't go the quickest, but I tell you what, I'm thinking about bunging a 500 watt motor on there now, then it's going to move. But the paper frame, which remember, it's just rolled up newspapers, held up fantastically as we went up and down that car park. The gear system, actually, was a real joy. It was silent, didn't jump, it was able to carry the torque of pushing me along, so the gearing worked well, the cycle frame worked well, so for me, that is a real win. I'm thinking on to Mark 2. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video series. Thank you very much for watching, and please remember to subscribe.